So what could these restrictions mean for the chip sector as a whole? Let's bring in Patrick Moorhead, founder, CEO, and chief analyst at More Insights and Strategy. Patrick, yeah, NVIDIA was down on this news, but I mean, it's still up for the week. It's up 180% year to date. It seems as if the market is not panicked about this prospect. How should we think about these threats and restrictions as it relates to demand for these companies?
Yeah, so companies like NVIDIA, right, rocket ship over the last 6 months. I mean, they're up 163%. Any blip of potential bad news short term, that's going to have a little bit of an impact. But I'm recommending that we all look at this long term, which is we're at one of these big industry inflection points. And I recognize that people throw that term around, but this is big, right? This generative AI is as big as smartphones. And I was a skeptic when it first came out that it would be as big as something like that. But if you're looking for long-term growth, companies like NVIDIA, and I think for that matter, Micron, are going to take advantage of this long-term boom.
And they'll be able, in a timely way, you think, to take advantage of this across the world? I guess the question is, how much has the market already given NVIDIA credit for growing at an incredible rate over years to come, and how much more is there to be realized?
Yeah, so I think the market has given them a lot of credit, which I think they deserve, because they essentially have 100% market share in the training of these complex models, and probably close to 75% market share in the data center. So I think a lot of that is built in, but I still think it has more to run. Things like China, though, pop up, and it scares investors. And I listened and I read to what the company's CFO said, and I do buy into that, because quite frankly, when you're looking at a 60% upside, like we saw in the data center forecast, and we're talking about maybe a 5 to 10% hit, not that it's noise, but it's not something that's going to be catastrophic short term, and even long term. 90 to 95% of NVIDIA's data center share comes outside of China, regardless of what happens to the future.
Can China afford, and I know this is a report about the Biden administration restricting exports there, but can China afford not to import everything from the rest of the world and essentially try and keep up? Because there's also been restrictions on the equipment going in there, and we have the United States trying to essentially reshore all the as much production as possible.
With generative AI, I'm going to be really clear. China absolutely needs access to global semiconductors and global semiconductor chip making equipment for the future. Without that, they're somewhat dead in the water. They can do it, but it's going to take a lot more time. So imagine, let's just say, if NVIDIA's new hardware accelerates these large models by a factor of 10, and even though NVIDIA is shipping in a lower performance version into China already, they can do it, but it's going to be slow. So they have to get access to this technology to keep pace with the rest of the world. And this is where I think the Biden administration sees this as a negotiating chip. I mean, this debate, this struggle goes back a decade, when China was blocking companies like Cisco, IBM, and Microsoft, and, by the way, still blocking Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So only now is the U.S. responding to really what China did a decade ago.